Diamond page where stories collide. Love and life, we take the ride. Economy stirs, society hums. Grab your seat, the future drums.
Welcome to yet another exciting episode of football on DMP Sports. My name is Captain, and I welcome you to today's episode. With me here, as usual, my partners in crime, KD and then William. We are here to dissect and then bisect football-related news across the globe. Starting off, we'll be delving into the UEFA Champions League, the CAF Champions League as well, and then the preparation for the upcoming World Cup, especially looking at Ghana's squad for the World Cup, in which we are still waiting for the 2nd of June for the list to be out so that we can also assess how the players will be faring in the World Cup. So, KD, how do you feel in the studios this episode?
Well, I feel very cool. I feel very cool, yeah, because the Champions League is coming.
Right.
They've already played the CAF Champions League in terms of Africa.
Yeah.
So I'm very cool. I'm very, very cool.
Great. And I see you in your country's jersey.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm from Ghana, so whoever Ghana plays, I have to support Ghana.
Right.
Irrespective of anything.
Fair enough. William, how do you feel on the episode today?
Well, it's great to be back. I mean, football is all about what we always want to talk about.
Yeah.
So I'm actually happy to be here.
Nice kit you are wearing.
Oh, Chelsea forever, you know.
Chelsea say it be nice. Oh, Charlie. But you know, talk say Ghana where you from? No, you know, talk say it be nice. But Chelsea, the Chelsea.
Nice kit you have. I mean, it reminds me of the early 90s, talking about the
then Charlie, you grow.
CK Aquinos and co.
Early 90s. Oh, Charlie, then.
I mean, well,
Charlie.
you can say that. Yeah. Okay, so let's dive into the CAF Champions League. A couple of days back, the final went on. The second leg of the final actually came up in Morocco, in which he ended up in the draw, but Mamelodi Sundowns from South Africa were the ultimate champions. William, what is your perception, or what is your view, what is your take on Mamelodi Sundowns' victory in the 2025-2026 CAF Champions League?
Well, it was a tough game. Yes, it was a tough game because it was a battle between the South African team, and then a Nigerian team, a Moroccan team.
Yeah.
And if you look at the performance of Mamelodi for the past 10 years in the CAF Champions League, I think they are close to the likes of El Ahly, the likes of Esperance of Tunis. It tells you their performance in the African Champions League. Right. And then I wasn't surprised they came out on top of the Moroccan team because if you look at last year's Club World Cup, look at their performance against some top European clubs. I mean, you could see that African teams have some top quality players. Right. And Mamelodi, as we stand today, is one of the top African teams. Right. And I wasn't surprised at all.
Okay. KD, let me put you on the spot. William mentioned of the Club World Cup, so more like this, like the second consecutive times that Mamelodi Sundowns is going for the Club World Cup. What do you have to say?
For me, what really fascinates me is their consistency. Right? They qualified for, they represented in last year's Club World Cup. Yeah. And of course, as Willie said, they really performed very well, right? They needed one or two things to be added to the team to also maybe match up to what the Europeans are doing.
Right.
And of course, I'm sure probably they've learned their lesson and it will transcend to that maybe in the next Club World Cup. So for me, what fascinates me is the consistency level. They qualified for the last and they've qualified for the new one coming, the upcoming one. So that's my take here. 2029.
And the interesting part is, if you look at the Sundowns team, most of their players are representing South African national team. Their goalkeeper Williams.
So there's this cohesion.
Yes. Yes. The teamwork is always there.
Of course, you always travel whenever you people are. You remember even in Europe, most of the European countries they do. When you look at Barcelona,
mostly.
Spain, Barcelona players, Real Madrid players, and all those things. You go to Germany, Bayern Munich players, and so I think it's a good thing they are practicing.
Speaking on that, you drew my mind to something. It's been a long time we saw a Ghanaian club up there in the Champions League winning it. I think the last club to do that was it Hearts of Oak?
Yes,
Hearts of Oak, like early 2000s. Yeah. What does it speak of our current league?
So to be honest with you, a lot of the reason why most of our matches, the Ghana Premier League matches, are not getting the view is because of how those are the GFA are managing things, right?
Okay.
You realize that for the past 8 years, the 10 over has been very, very low.
Yeah.
Was it last year or last 2 years or so? They said they are bring back the love and all those things, but it's never worked. But the thing is, the kind of measures they put in place, right? Infrastructure wise and all. You see, you go to a stadium and you watch a Ghana Premier League, and trust me, it's very appalling.
What was the last time I went to the stadium?
To be honest with you, the last time I went to a stadium was 2021. I think House of Folk was playing Kotoko. And I one of those matches. Yes, that was when I went, and I think the turnout was very, very good. But subsequently, it has been a very, very bad, and it all boils down to our leaders. The measures they put in place, mostly it's all about themselves, but they forget that there's a country at stake, a country that they are supposed to put in place of them, right, to follow measures and also build the system. But
we don't see that way. You draw my mind to something. In the early 2000s, as Captain said, we used to have almost like 2 teams representing Champions League,
yes.
2 teams representing CAF Confederation.
But right
now
we only
we've
have
lost all the
one
slot for Champions League.
And very bad.
And then if you are looking at teams like Kotoko and Haas, I mean, most of their players, 3 or 4 players were playing for Blaster.
Yes. Right. But right now you don't see that anymore.
Now you don't see. It tells
except
you how
Benjamin Asari, the goalkeeper.
Then the House of Folk assistant. Yeah,
and then there is this guy Salim. I've forgotten.
I think most of the local, apart from the keepers, most of them. Well,
just one Salim,
Salim,
Salim guy. Yeah, he's had a fantastic season, but so he's part of the.
You see, the reason why we will never travel is that you see, just ended. Like I think there was a team that met. And they scored like 8 goals. One single player scored like, and it happens. It has been consistent.
And me, I'm so excited about this Memelondi team because, I mean, in the early 2000s, you mentioned about a South African team, and everybody will talk about Kaiser Chiefs.
Yes.
But today, I mean, Memelondi has shown.
No, but for them, they have been there, but mostly they don't emerge as winners. But mostly they qualify for the subsequent, but they've not emerged.
They used to be the Confederation team for South Africa.
Yeah.
More like the Europa.
Yes, okay. But for some time now, they are really doing well in the Champions League. I think they've been. I think they are. The last time they won was their 4th Champions League.
Yeah, that shows consistency.
It tells you how
means they are
how
doing
good
something profitable, something meaningful,
great investment and all that. Yeah. Okay, so jumping into the massive game of the week, and we have the UEFA Champions League. It's between Paris Saint-Germain of France and then Arsenal of London, North London, the noisy neighbors in London. William, what is your take on this game that's coming up this very weekend?
Well, it's a tough battle. Really, really tough. And as a Chelsea fan,
I know where this thing is leading.
I actually find it difficult to support a team outside London.
Thank you.
But
the biasness.
To see Arsenal winning Champions League, I would prefer PSG to win. Because PSG I want only Chelsea to be the only Champions League winner in the London city.
Wow. Great. KD, who would you vie for?
Me likewise. But what I would say is, see, sometimes you have to put your emotions aside and maybe talk about the reality, right? Meeting, I think this is the is it their
Second.
sixth time? No, I mean like entire about five. Well,
Okay.
last season they met and in the semi-final,
They lost back
PSG,
to back, yeah.
they are kicked out Arsenal.
And then at the group stage as well, right?
That's this season.
No. I think
They haven't met yet.
Yeah, they haven't
this
met
is- they've
yet.
not
This is
met.
the first time
okay.
they
Last
won.
season
the
Oh, so
went to the
Arsenal
semi,
played
yes.
Bayern, sorry.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's home and away. Then
Yeah.
PSG kicked them out, and they went on to win the league. And looking at Luis Enrique, for him, he's played 13 finals and he's lost only one.
To Chelsea.
Right? He's lost only one. So it tells you something. But for Mikel Arteta, for them meeting, they've not really met a lot, so you can't really dwell on that. But the few times they've met, right? Luis Enrique comes on top of Arteta.
Yeah.
But this one is going to be different. This is a final, and it has not happened before between these two. So predicting is going to be very, 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 very dicey. It's going to be very, very difficult for me. But taking off from where the two teams they left,
Yeah.
Arsenal, look at how they won the league, the Premier League. Looking at Paris Saint-Germain too, how they won their League R. They were all in grand style, right? So going into this match, and the pair degrees, you see, the PSG players, they've been there before. Arsenal players, they've not been there before. So you can see that the PSG players, they have some kind of experience that they can dwell on towards for you to say that they are going to win.
Yeah.
Arsenal players, they themselves, they don't have that kind of pedigree. So mostly you can say that, well, they are going to lose. But of course, I think we should just expect wonders.
Okay.
Because Arsenal can do the wonders.
Right.
Yeah.
So the last time.
and then surprisingly, if you look at PSG team last season,
Nothing has changed.
even though nothing has changed, we saw them as a better team last season than this season. But even if you look at last season, Aston Villa scored PSG, I think 3-2.
Okay.
Chelsea went on to score PSG 3-0.
On the Club World Cup.
And I think Liverpool also went to Paris to score them 1-0 before they came back to.
Yes.
But if you look at them this season, beating Chelsea back to back, beating Liverpool back to back,
I think something has changed.
it tells you that they are really dominating against the English team. So it's going to be a very, very, very difficult game for Arsenal. Even though Arsenal being the best team in England, if they really want to win this trophy, then I think they should go back and look at their performance beginning of the season or middle of the season.
So before the final, right? PSG beat Bayern. It was an interesting game to watch, especially the first leg. Arsenal kicked out Atletico Madrid in a boring second leg game. However, they are in the finals. Are we going to expect like an exciting football, like free flow of football, or just lay back, rely on counter, and then just
I think
go score?
when it comes to finals, they are different thing altogether.
Okay.
And as we know, Arsenal in the Champions League, they are the best in terms of defense. They've conceded a little, is it 6 goals?
Yeah.
Yes. And PSG too, they have scored most goals in the Champions League. So it should tell you something, right? The best defense against the best attack.
Yeah.
But with this, as I said, for final, it is different. Whether you are best of this, best of that, when it comes to final, it is a different thing altogether. But of course, yes, we are going to see a free-flowing football at the end. I'm sure it's going to be an end-to-end something.
Right.
But at the end of the day, trust me, at the end of the day, I think Arsenal will come on top.
Goodness. PSG, please do your magic.
Because this is their first time. For the last time
In
they played,
20 years?
the first time in 20 years.
Yeah.
That was 2006.
Yeah.
That was when Ghana qualified to the World Cup.
World Cup, yeah.
So, Acho, hey, Charlie, 20
How
good
old
years.
were you by then?
How old was I? Oh, I was very, very young.
Anyway,
No, I was
anyway.
is it primary? Wow. Ache.
Okay.
Ache.
So best of luck to both teams, and then we hope that the best team wins the major trophy. But I'm hoping that it goes to PSG. for a second time. It doesn't matter whether or not it's the second successive or consecutive times they are winning. It should go to PSG as a Chelsea fan. Moving on to England. There's been a nomination for the signing of the seasons. And then we've got some interesting players. Our very own Semenyo is part of the list. We have Cherki of Man City as well. We have Xhaka of Sunderland. We have Gyökeres of Arsenal. And then your very own Joao Pedro. Looking at the
of Manchester United.
Yes. Yeah, the goalie. I mean, he's also had an impressive season. I'm looking at the list. Who do you see to be on top, or who as the main winner of this nomination?
Signing of the season. Well, it's very difficult to predict because respectively they have all done well in their various teams. Right, but Premier League says that we are supposed to vote and we are supposed to talk about as well. So
it should be, I think, a player that really deserves it.
Deserves it, yes. Of
Semenyo
course.
has had a fantastic run.
Yes, when he came halfway through
to City.
So for me, I will put him aside because he came halfway through. But of course, he did fantastic. He's done a fantastic job. People are saying if he had joined earlier, I think he would break the 20-goal record for a Ghanaian in the Premier League.
The Premier League.
Who
owns that? Well. Is it Asian?
No, I think it's Jordan. No, but Semenyo has overlapped him now.
Oh, really?
Yes. Okay. So I'll put Semenyo aside and look at the rest. Joao Pedro scored 15 goals this season.
Impressive.
Right, and few assists. Is it 4 or 6 assists or so? 6. Gyökeres too has really from where he was coming from. Of course, we all knew that it's not going to be easy for him to score those 30 goals a season, right? And Trufe from Bournemouth, he's also had an amazing season.
That's true.
Yeah. So to me, I think no, I don't think Joao Pedro. Well, he's done amazing. To be honest with you, I wouldn't take that from him.
Right.
He's really done amazing. In fact, he's done a very wonderful work. When Chelsea were down and all those things, I think he was the only player you can count on and all those things, right? But and Xhaka too, this season he's helped Sunderland a lot. I think Sunderland needed an experience to
run the midfield.
Yes, to run the midfield, and he did it perfectly. From Leverkusen to Sunderland, he did it perfectly. So it's going to be difficult for me, to be honest with you. But I think United goalkeeper takes it.
Who would you buy for to win?
Well, the list actually looks impressive because if you look at all the nominees we have on the list, they have all done well. And I will actually think about the influence a player actually had
in the team.
Yeah. And first of all, I will talk about Xhaka. Oh, what a player.
I think he led his side to Europe.
He has actually demonstrated that he has actually played the Premier League before. But coming back at the age of 33 and taking a newly promoted side to qualify for Europa.
It's an amazing.
It was amazing performance by Xhaka.
So you tipped Xhaka?
I tip him to win.
Okay.
Because he has done a good job.
That's impressive. And then running off to Spain, the man you don't want to hear his name, Kylian Mbappe, has won the Player of the Season. Is it rightfully, a player of that caliber to win the La Liga Player of the Season?
No.
Why would you say no?
Big no.
So who do you think deserves it?
Yamin Lamar
but he has
actually
not really done much.
No. If you look at his numbers,
yes, but look at Mbappe's numbers as well.
No, we talk about the assist. We talk about.
But yes, of course.
And then who at the end of the day, who was crowned a champion?
No, but the thing is, as you said, there are criteria they follow, right? So
and what's
who
the criteria?
took a team on his toe to push it up there
to win what?
Well, fine, of course. Then it means Bruno Fernandes shouldn't have won the best player in England, right? But they don't really base on that, right? Fine, of course, it's part of it, but they don't really, because a lot of people are saying that Declan Rice should have won, but mostly Declan Rice, when you look at his performance-wise, mostly, but Bruno Fernandes took a whole Manchester United on himself.
Don't forget, latter part of the season, I think Mbappe missed 5 matches.
Of course, yes.
And Madrid didn't lose a
Lamine
game.
Yamal too also missed a lot of matches.
And Madrid didn't lose a game. But when Lamine was out, we started seeing difficulties from Barcelona.
No, but I think it doesn't start from the end of the season. Mostly it starts from the blast of the whistle till the end. So they compile such performances. Yes, they don't really take part of it.
Okay.
Yes, so they compile everything from the blast of the whistle to the end.
But to me, if you look at Mbappe's goal, the goals he scored for Madrid, how many of the goals accumulated more points compared to Lamine
Most
Yamal?
of them. At some point, you remember, at some point, the beginning of the season, at some point, he was the only one scoring goals for Madrid.
Yeah.
He was the only one scoring goals for
The
Madrid.
whole point is, if you are winning 3-0 and a player scores like 2 goals, it doesn't make any difference by a team winning 2-1, 1-0, and then seeing a player like Lamine contributing to maybe assisting or scoring.
Anyway,
To me,
No, but to me, to be honest with you, he
deservingly,
deserves it.
I think
he deserves it.
he
deserves it.
he does. I mean, deserve that.
Because him alone,
accolade,
this season, Madrid, they've not really, but he took Madrid on his toes.
And then let me add
I
that
disagree.
he's won like 8 goal of the season. I mean, top scorer of the season.
That shows how
you know,
prolific he
6
is.
at France,
Then 2
and then
in
2 in
Spain.
Spain.
Yeah.
And then he's just 1 win away to catch up with Messi. Messi, who is having 9. Yeah. So it tells you that he's a player of high
Yeah,
caliber
he's
when
very
it comes to
prolific.
scoring. Yes, he's top there. He's top there. Yeah. So running it to the World Cup 2026. Some of the countries are still coming up with their 26 or 23 man squad into the tournament. And then we have Mexico, we have Netherlands, we have USA, Colombia, and then Spain. With the squad that Netherlands have brought out, right? Jeremy Frimpong of Liverpool is out. And then your very own Hato, who is had a fantastic run at Chelsea.
Are you sure he had a fantastic run at Chelsea?
Yeah, if you watch or if you've been watching Chelsea's games, right?
How many games did he even play?
Less than 20.
Yes.
But he still did well, honestly. I don't know whether you were following.
Come on, but
or maybe
Chelsea's season alone has not been good.
yes,
So why would
collectively
you
as a
say-
team, but
why would you say
individually, there are some players that performed well. For example, apart from Hato, who else? You can say Joao Pedro. Right. So what do you make of Jeremy Frimpong's absence and then Hato's presence into the team?
well, Frimpong is a good player, but ever since he moved from Germany to England, I think he had an injury,
Yeah.
and that actually affected his performance in England.
Okay.
Then as a Liverpool player, I think his position was under threat
Timber.
because if you have the likes of Timber, Dumfries,
Wow.
those players,
High quality.
if you look at their performance in their various clubs,
Yeah.
they are doing very well.
Great.
If you look at the experience, somebody like Dumfries, he is there. So I wasn't surprised. But coming to Hato, I mean, before moving to Chelsea, as young as he is, he was already an Ajax captain.
Yeah.
And you can't come in as a young guy and just jump into
first
Chelsea's lineup straight
No,
off
but the
first
team
level.
was very poor because the defense was very, very bad. So of course, whether you are bad or not,
Don't
when you
forget
come, you just walk in easy.
Yeah, don't forget we have an experience. Initially, we wanted to use him as a left back. Don't forget we're having a player like Kukurea who was having an extraordinary season. So I wasn't surprised. But what I learned was after he realized Kukurea was undisputed, he actually got a chance from playing from the center back.
Yeah. I think that's his original position.
And for the last 6 or 7 matches for Chelsea, I realize he's the only defender who can carry the ball from the back all the way to the midfield.
Are you sure? What's about Cowell?
I mean,
his
Corey only had
absence.
3 seasons, 3 matches.
3 games in a season.
Yeah. But, I mean, before Corey will come, he was
already
only defender giving us that glimpse of moving forward,
With the ball,
possessing game.
scoring some fantastic goals, even
Yeah.
in the FA
So,
Cups. Yeah.
to me, I mean, he deserved the call up. Even though he's young, I think he deserved the call up. And even if he doesn't get the playing time, it's going to help him and then build his experience for the national team in future.
Okay, so this goes to you, KD. In Ghana's friendly against Mexico, we had an entire squad altogether. And then here lies the case that we are going to face Wales in a couple of days. We also have an entire squad altogether. Looking at both squads for this friendlies, right? What are the chances that we'll be able to get the best players to represent the country in the upcoming tournament?
Well, already we all know the players who are going the World Cup, and I say for Ghana, I don't know, when it comes to how we do our things, is very, 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 very bad. Even before they announced the 28-man squad, we were seeing on social media that some players were going to camp. Come on, Charlie, who does that? You wouldn't see this in any country apart from Ghana. So some people were like, they already have the answers that they're going to try this. Yes, so some of the players, they already knew that, okay, media may call. So they were already in Cardiff.
Okay.
Right. And it was very bad. And I think after that, we heard that they've announced the 28-man squad, which they are going to just take 2 out of it. And I'm sure it's just going to be a keeper and maybe one of the players. Right. So looking at the match against Mexico, that match was a total disgrace. I don't know the reason why we went to even play that match, because the only players who were transcended from that team to the 28-man squad was the goalkeepers, Benjamin Asari and his assistant.
I just want to know who organized that match.
And I was told from a correct source that it was because of the money. Right?
Because
of the money. That's the reason why they went in to play that match.
If it is the GFA who organized
exactly.
that match.
No, who organized
and then
match?
use the country's money for.
No, but at the end of the day, remember, Mexico will also pay because they called for the match, so they will pay. And they are getting a substantial amount of money over there.
But
so
the surprising
it's all
thing,
about the money.
The surprising thing is, you play a match, I think
is
a
out
month
of
or a
FIFA's
week before World Cup.
It's even out of FIFA's calendar.
Really?
Yeah. Because at the time they played, a lot of countries, they had not finished with their leagues.
Wow.
My problem is you play this
it's all about the money.
friendly match.
It's all about
and
the
just
money.
after 3 days, you release a 28-man squad for a World Cup.
It doesn't make sense.
And you don't have even a single player in your 28-man squad.
No, I think it's only the keepers.
No, this is for
transfer.
our second friendly.
Yes. And a lot of
against
people
Wales.
are talking about Ashimero. He was very
Brilliant.
Come on. Afenya Jan was also
brilliant.
very good, and he's not part of. And there was this 2 or 3 players who were very good in their game.
How on what criteria do the GFA?
No, maybe they are trying to find a perfect fit for the tournament. But here lies the big question. Regardless of the outcome of these friendlies, how would that influence the team's performance?
It has a
the
big
World
dent
Cup.
on the team.
If you are trying to find a perfect, quality players for a tournament, and then you goes back to call a player who hasn't represented the country
before
for almost 5 years, then what do you mean? Because they are active players who are playing for the Black Star team. And what surprises me is a whole Brazil, a whole Spain, hands a coach a press conference to announce a squad. And up to now, GFA is releasing a squad around 1 a.m. Around what are you hiding?
For friendlies.
Yeah, what are you hiding?
I don't know. Maybe they have their own plans.
That should tell you how unserious we are as a country. Right?
And then you force a player or you convince a player to switch his nationality. And then you comes back and drop him for a World Cup. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that aside, right? Let's look at our infrastructure. The whole or the entire setup of the GFA, how our finances are used, our resources and then all that, grooming of players and then all that.
No,
I think we lack in all those aspects.
That criteria has been abolished long time ago. We don't have any criteria we follow. We don't transcend our under 17s, under 23s. We don't transcend them into the national team anymore. Right now, how Black Stars is now is whenever we hear a name, whenever maybe we hear say Kwesi Nyantichi, because there's Nyantichi or he's Kwesi, we know that he's a Ghanaian, so we just go and convince that particular fellow to come and play for Black Stars, and that has been the norm. And right now, we don't even
we have to invest.
Yes,
we
of course,
have
because
to invest.
we've been to how many World Cups? Is it 5? This is our 5th one, right?
Yes.
So
I've lost
that doesn't
counting.
mean the money that they are paying us, we are taking. Doesn't mean the GFA cannot use that money to develop. Right now, go to where how do you call it? The Ghana Black Stars, the coaches, where they sleep. Right now, I learned they've used it for an office or whatever. And right now, the coach is sleeping whenever he's in Ghana. He sleeps in a hotel,
Bro,
and that is another liability for the country.
I think this is the time we have to vote Keto Kreku out.
Right now, he's in
No, I
his
think-
last. He's in
yes.
his last.
And
You
he
see,
has to
you see,
go.
the thing is,
So
me,
if-
I don't blame him.
so
I
if-
blame the people who voted him.
So if
in.
Kurt leaves, what would change?
A lot
in
will
the
change.
hierarchy?
A lot will change because another person is bringing a new philosophy. Because Kurt's own, for me, I see it as a Pesamin Kuminya, right? A Pesamin Kuminya, like
See,
he wants to
Kurt has to
everything.
go.
He wants everything to come to himself.
See,
Right, he wants
since
everything to come
Kurt-
to himself, and it
since-
is very bad.
Since
He's
Kurt became a
anytime
president
at
of
some point,
GFA.
at some point, Black Stars, it was his players. You see, they have an agency. This one is from correct source. They have an agency, right? And that agency, you see, well, I don't want to say things. I'll be in trouble. So I don't.
Since
I don't
Kurt
want to say
became
things.
the president of the GFA, under 17, we are not qualifying. Under 20, we are not qualifying.
The women's. Do you remember the women say they fixed an overage and they disqualified us?
Black queens, black maidens.
Very bad, princess.
See,
going to be going
his
on.
solely focus is always on the Black Star. Why? Because
And abolishing athletics. So many. Oh, come on.
so
Well,
is it true
that's
that
also another story for another day? But
I
looking
mean-
at the current football hierarchy, management, infrastructure, and all that, I think we need to really set up.
the
We need to
GFA
really set
must
up
be
because-
dissolved?
Because it can't be like, okay, let me sit back, go out there, look for a Ghanaian who plays outside. Time the best one, you go and then call him, oh, Brad, bomber Ghana, and then it's all that.
very bad.
And like, what happens
It's
to
very
them?
bad because of them. You see, right now, look at how the Ghana Premier League is faring.
Because just recently, I saw, I think he was interviewed and he made mention that it's unfortunate that a player like Kobe Mano should be playing for England, whereby he has every resource from A to Z to make him that player.
But look at what-
Forget
look at what
about he
Senegal
having the
is-
name,
look at what
he
Senegal
having
they
the
are doing
Ghanaian
now.
name. Yes,
Look at what Senegal.
yes.
are
Look
doing.
at Senegal, as you are making reference to,
Brahimi has every right to play for Spain.
but he chose to come back because the
Because
infrastructure
of-
and
yeah,
everything is
yes.
fine. It's perfect.
And it's because they are choosing the right players to come and play the right tournament. Well, what are we seeing in Ghana? A player like Nyama, pick up ACL a whole season without
never
kicking a
plays
ball,
anything,
and
and
you
you call
cause him to come and play a tournament.
Very bad, shambolic.
It's a local player who is playing for Mediema, not better than a player who hasn't kicked a ball for a whole season.
Well, it's
very
up to
bad.
them. We
It's
are
very
here.
bad.
We'll be talking
The
about it.
Kululu
till-
is too much.
We'll talk about it until we see some change. Let me pass this through. The UEFA Conference League is currently ongoing. And then as it stands, it's still 0-0 from both sides. Crystal Palace against Rayo Vallecano of Spain, right? Yes. So in bringing this episode to an end, we would like to say a massive thank you to our production team. And then you viewers out there, for every like, for every comment, for every subscription, you are helping the DMP family grow. Keep it coming. We appreciate. So this is DMP Sports, KD, William, and then Captain, myself, signing out. Peace.
Down, down, down. Da, 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 down, down, down. Diamond page where stories collide. Love and life, we take the ride. Economy stirs, society hums. Grab your seat, the future drums. A diamond page, oh let's engage. Every topic, every stage. Borderlines blur, but hearts stay true. Diamond page is all for you. The brass is bold, the groove runs deep. Thoughts to ponder, truths to keep. Snap your fingers, feel the flow. Diamond page.